It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. I'm your host this evening. This is another T-Lo video production. And in the house of the legends, I have the fabulous Cynthia Tucker. Welcome to my show, The Legends.
Thank you so much.
So
Pleasure to be here.
So how are you doing? Everything's good?
I'm doing well. Everything is just fine.
So what we're going to do now, we just want to know a little bit about Cynthia Tucker. So how did you start, getting into the craft of singing?
Well, I've always grew up in a musical family.
Okay.
My dad was the lead singer for a group called The Wheels. They were a 1950s era doo-wop group.
Okay.
And they had a hit song, My Heart's Desire,
Okay.
which my dad was the lead on. And so that was all, of course, before I was born. However, at some point my dad became a music teacher, and he used to teach in Long Island.
Okay.
And one time I ended up on punishment, and the punishment was that I needed to go and be with my dad. So I ended up at his class where he was coaching a young lady who was learning Home, the song Home from The
Okay.
Wiz.
Okay.
And while he was there working with her, I was learning the song. So one day I'm home and I'm just singing belting at the top of my lungs. And my dad came in and he was like, "Who is that?" And so that's kind of when, my family knew that there might be something. So like I said, I grew up in a musical family. My mom sang, grew up around, my dad played keys, my brother plays bass and drums, and so everyone in my family pretty much was musical. And actually, I started playing the flute.
Okay.
So that was in fifth grade.
All right.
And I played flute up until high school. And then I got involved in a play, and I was asked to sing. And so that's kind of where I took a left and stopped playing the flute and got into vocals.
Okay.
So
So tell your viewers, where you from?
I'm originally from Jersey City, born in
Okay.
New York, but raised most of my life in Jersey City. Currently, I live out west Jersey, out near Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So
And as a kid, being influenced at an early age, what age were you when you started singing?
well, like I said, I always did. I was always very, very shy.
Oh, okay.
Extremely shy. I didn't want anyone to hear my voice. And so I didn't do a lot of singing. Like I said, I started out with flute, but as time, went on, it did become the dominant instrument for me.
So as an artist, who influenced you the most to actually, get into your craft?
Oh my God, I love Stephanie Mills.
Okay.
And I guess from learning Home at such an early age. But Stephanie Mills, I always loved Prince. I always loved Michael Jackson, but then Phyllis Hyman. As I got older, Phyllis Hyman and Allison Williams, some of the old school
Okay.
R&B
All right.
singers that just really brought soul and strength to music.
So do you have a gospel background as well?
I do. I don't sing gospel so much now in church, but I did. I used to. I used to be on my church's praise team, and so did a lot of gospel music when I was attending a church in Irvington. So yeah.
Okay. Who was your first producer?
Oh, my first producer actually was Cassio Ware,
Oh,
the legendary,
the legendary.
the
Because
legendary.
Cassie was on my show before, and I said, it wouldn't be complete unless I had Cynthia Tucker. So I followed him all over this studio, and I got to get her here. I seen you at Lincoln Park this summer, and It was fabulous.
Thank you.
You know, Kesha, Crystal, and everybody's been here, you know, and I said, you know, I have to have Cynthia on here because you're a powerhouse,
Well, I appreciate you for having me.
you know. So during your career, let's talk about some good memories that you have encountered through this, you know, through this journey.
Well, I can't breeze past the Casio start because, like I said, that was he gave me the opportunity.
Right.
He wrote for me. He actually was writing a book, and he asked me to sing a song that was in conjunction with the book.
Right.
And that song was Strung Out.
Okay.
So he wrote that. I performed it first time October, I want to say 23rd or something like that for
Okay.
his birthday in 2017.
Right. He just celebrated his birthday as well.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So that was my first house
Okay.
performance. And at the time, I only had the one song, but we worked the song.
Right. Because I remember when Casio said he got some tracks for me, and he sent me about 20 something tracks
Yes.
with everybody. I'm like, I called him up and I said, "Is this right?" You know, and he's like, "Yes," you know. And I came across some of your tracks.
Okay.
That it was all there, Kesha, you know, and some other artists he put on there. And he said it was only a volume 1. So I'm like, I could imagine what
Yes.
volume 2 is going to be like.
Well, he is so amazingly
He
talented.
is, you know,
Really,
him and
really.
Frankie together.
Yes.
I just did I went to Kesha Link's birthday party and I was hanging out with him and Frankie. And I plan to have Frankie on the show as well.
Nice.
Because
Yeah.
Frankie's a legend.
Absolutely.
And he has a lot to offer as far as the house community as well.
Absolutely.
So, have you done any acting or anything like that? Or any plays that, you know?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
I was in a production. It was in Off-Broadway
Okay.
a couple of years back. And it was written and produced by Vincent Key. And I played Bessie Smith.
Okay.
I played the legendary Bessie Smith. I had one song, that I sang, but yeah, that was an amazing experience that I had working, and doing some acting. So yeah.
So, through your whole journey of your craft, what would you say was your best performance? Something, you know, everybody does perform, but everybody has the best performance where they actually felt it and it was really epic. Can you talk about that?
Oh, so in the house?
Yeah, in the house.
In the house genre, that's a good question. I would say that I'm evolving and hopefully always getting better so that my latter, performances, I'm a lot more comfortable.
Right.
Will probably be some of the better ones. I'm comfortable on stages and performing, but just having that ability to just kind of relax and get into the music and enjoy myself has been happening for me more lately. So recently, I had the opportunity to perform at the Function House.
Okay.
So Barbara Tucker
And I want to talk about that.
invited me
Right.
and allowed, I had the opportunity to perform. And what was great about it and helped me actually to be really comfortable and just have fun with it was the fact that, there were all these dancers and they were all behind me and beside me. And so it just felt like a big video type
Right,
of,
right,
and like
yeah.
we were all just, just enjoying
Right.
the song. So that was a good performance, that one that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I've heard about the Function House. I've happened to listen to it a little bit, and I was like, it's really nice. I really like that.
It's a wonderful opportunity,
You know,
yeah.
I want to get Barbara. I want you on this show. I called you. I know you were away, but I need you. I gotta have you on my show.
She is amazing.
Isn't she?
She's amazing. She's amazing. And you know what? I have to say, not only, has she, for so many years, 30 plus years,
Right.
been involved in house music, but she really does give back
Yeah, she does.
of herself
Right.
to the house community and to people in general, the community at large.
Right.
She's involved with the book bank and that whole thing. But if you're open and willing to listen, she has a lot of knowledge
Yeah.
that she, I can't speak for anybody else, but she certainly has poured into me, and so I appreciate that.
I've met Barbara years back at the Union Square Ballroom where she was featured with Black Ivory and some old school cats there. I was the guy that was actually getting the tracks and playing the shows for the tracks.
Okay.
And I got to meet her, and she's a fabulous woman,
Absolutely.
and stuff. The last time I actually seen Barbara was at the tribute to Boy Jarvis, where her, Strafe, and everybody was on stage. I don't know if you were there, but
No.
it was really epic. And but let's get more into you. So when you're actually performing, what are you actually asking? What do you want your crowd to feel from you?
Well, I want them to feel the emotion that I put into the song.
Right.
So, especially if it's something that I was involved with the writing process, I would want them to get, the essence of what I was talking about.
Right.
Hopefully, relate to it in some way, and to walk away feeling as though, they were touched by some part of it, whether it was a good performance, whether the lyrics or the music, some aspect of it touched them in a way for the better.
Okay. As an artist, in the future, are you just going to just do house music, or do you plan to do different genres of music as well?
I absolutely plan to do other genres. Last year, March 2018, I had the opportunity to go to South America, a little country called Suriname.
Okay.
And I did a jazz concert there with a band that was from there. And I sent them the material. We had a couple of sessions, rehearsal sessions, and we just had a wonderful, wonderful time. And that was amazing, to go to another country
Right.
and be able to, and I did jazz,
Okay.
but we did it our way, and it was
Right.
well received, it was sold out. So I absolutely would do other
Okay.
genres. I love jazz.
So, you have any current traveling that you're going to be doing now, or let's talk about some current events that you just might want to leak to your viewers right now.
Well, in terms of travel, I will be going to Atlanta again
Okay.
toward next month, actually.
Okay.
And I am talking with someone, I don't want to say the name yet, but
Okay.
hopefully to get to London next year. So that's something
Okay.
that's, we're discussing it, so.
So, would Louis Vega ring a bell to you?
Louis Vega. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, of course.
Okay.
The world renowned
Right.
Louis Vega.
Let's
yes.
talk about some experiences with him, because he has done a track where he has actually remixed one of your tracks that I currently have. So let's talk about that.
Well, through Casio,
Okay.
he asked me or gave me the opportunity to sing or redo a song that was on Louis Vega's Grammy-nominated
Right.
album, and that song was Just the Way I Like It.
Love it.
And
Yeah.
it's funny because I never really thought that Louis would do what he
Right.
did with it. That was
Yeah.
not my expectation at all. But I did what I was told, and I I
Okay.
went into the studio and just we were there, and Casio sent the track to Louis. And I want to say June or so. I think
Yeah.
it was about June.
'Cause I got it I got the track like in early summer
Okay.
when it actually came out, and it sort of like blew me away.
It blew me away too.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow,
I said the same
because
thing.
Louis could take some things and just formulate into a pattern of music that's unbelievable.
Isn't he amazing that
you
way?
know, and
Yes.
I really, really liked it. So let's talk about anything that just might be hindering you from actually expressing yourself more to the crowd. You have any personal issues that you might want to talk about, or any inner feelings about things? Just a yes or no question. If you're predominantly happy, that's fine with me too. You know what I mean? But sometimes,
Well, thank God I'm pretty happy.
yeah, that's what I want to
pretty
hear.
fulfilled. Yeah.
Because I ask my artists things like that because there's some things that be inside them that they really don't want to express sometimes. And sometimes I try to make it express because it gets my viewers to understand you a little bit more, and I find it to be very inspirational that somebody you might say something to somebody and they can identify with it. You understand what I'm saying? So my question to you now is, do you have any suggestions for the upcoming artists that's coming up into this craft right now?
Well, that's an interesting question because I'm an up and coming,
Okay.
artist. I still consider myself at the tip of the iceberg and the beginning of what I hope to be a long and fulfilling journey musically. As I said, I've had wonderful veteran artists who have poured into me and shared with me and believe in me. And so I guess one thing right there would be, if you can find someone who has been successful and figure out a way to glean from them, pull information or, if they're willing, that's important because we don't know everything. No one does.
Right.
But when you have a veteran, when you have someone who is at your, disposal, who you can go to, it would be intelligent, to get as much information from that person as possible. And like I said, I've had wonderful, I guess, mentor people who have been that for me. Viola Sykes,
Okay.
someone I can call, I look up to. I think she's
Right.
an amazing, artist and woman. Barbara Tucker and Vicky Martin, different, ones that
Vicky's
I can
my girl,
that I can, call and say,
Right.
hey, what about this?
Yeah.
Currently, I'm working on something, and one of the areas that when you talk about issues, not so much personal issues, but in this business, one of the things I want to do more of is writing
Okay.
for myself. So one of the songs that was recently released with Naeem Johnson
Okay.
was "You're the One,"
Right.
and that was a wonderful experience. That involved being involved with that song because I was able to do some of the writing.
Right.
So in talking, to some of these women mentors that I can talk to, I'm talking about writing style and what is it? How do you write in a way that captures broad audiences?
You want to cross over in a
Right.
sense, right?
Absolutely.
So
Right.
what I want you to do now is tell your viewers how can they contact you, like email, things of that nature.
Well, I can be contacted on social media, of course. Facebook. My Facebook name is my name, Cynthia Tucker. I do have a web page. My website is more geared toward my band because I also have a band. And so when I initially, started the page, and my hope is that at some point we will kind of transition or incorporate some of
Okay.
the house so that that's also on the page. But there is the webpage, cynthialtucker.com. And then I'm also on Instagram, and the handle is Lady T Sangs,
Okay.
LadyTSangz.
Me personally, I think you'll go a long way.
Well, thank you.
If it was up to me, because I always tease Cassio, I want Dewana and I want Cynthia. He's like, well, you can't have my artist, but, if it's cool, man, I would like to get you and Dewana together and do a track.
Dewana is
She's
a
fabulous,
vocal
Yes.
beast. She's amazing.
Right.
She's amazing. Yeah.
But sweetheart, I'm so glad to have you here. I am very flattered to have you here.
Thank you.
And my viewers, she's here, give us support, and she's also going to do 2 live performances as well, So this is another T. Lowe video production. My name is Tyrone Lowe, CEO of The Legends, and I want everybody to have a good night and stay tuned for another episode.
Thank you.
We made a promise for better or worse, but we can't seem to get past the worst.
Ooh. You are the one for me, and I were for you. There's something about the way you look at me, the light that shines in your eyes lets me know I can freely be myself. You let me know that I'm enough to fill your life completely, and that it's all right to be me. That's why you are the one for me, and I'm the one for you. Ooh, yeah, babe, you are the one for me, and I'm the one for you. You love and protect me, and you embrace my soul. My heart is in your hands, and this I know. You're the one, you're the one, yeah, you're the one. You love me, you lift me, encourage me, you inspire me. That's why I know that you're the one for me. And I'm the one for you, yeah. You're the one for me. And I'm the one for you. Ooh, you're the one. You're my air. Because I know you're there. Because you make me strong, yeah. Oh, you're the one, yeah. That's how I know. It's what I feel. You inspire me. You lift me. You make me better, baby. You make me better, baby. Yeah. You're the one for me, yeah. You're the one. You're the one. Ooh, hey, yeah, sister, do you have a moment? I wanna talk to you for a while. Life seems hard right now, trouble on every side. You'll make it through somehow. You must believe it now. Don't you know that you're a queen? You're worth everything. Don't you know that you're a star? Be proud of who you are. Life is too short to let time pass you by. Oh yeah. You gotta fight when you feel you wanna die. Yeah. You got life to live. You got so much to give. Don't let nobody tear you down. You got to stand your ground. Don't you know that you're a star? You're worth who you are. Don't you know that you're a star? Be proud of who you are. Oh, don't you know that you're a queen? You're worth everything. Oh yeah. And don't you know that you're a star? Be proud of who you are. Lift your head up, square your shoulders, plant your feet and stand on the ground. You got to believe in yourself. Don't you know that things will turn around? Yeah, they'll turn around. Yeah, they'll turn around. Oh yeah, they'll turn around. Lift your head up, square your shoulders. You got to believe. You got to believe in yourself. Lift your head up, square your shoulders, plant your feet on the ground. Yeah! You can make it. You can take it. There's so much more in you. You gotta know it now. Square your feet now. You can do it. You can make it. You can take it. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. You can do it. There's so much more in you. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Yeah. Joy comes in the morning. You can do it. You better not give up now. You better run on. See what the end's in store for you. You can make it. You can take it. You can do it. You'll get through it. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right now. Hey, oh yeah, yeah. You can do it. You can make it. You can take it. It's gonna be all right. Joy, sweet joy, sweet joy. You're my sister. You're my sister. You're my sister. It's gonna be all right now. Joy comes in the morning light. Yeah, it's gonna be all right. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You'll get through it. You can take it. You can make it. It's gonna be all right. You know what? Yeah. Troubles and tribulations. But you don't stay there. You gotta get back up. Dust yourself back off and keep it moving. Trouble don't last always. And it's gonna be all right, y'all. You gotta know joy comes in the morning. Cause I'm your sister.